Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert. On this channel, we talk Kanye West, and today we're talking a press release. So Andrew Barber here of Fake Shore Drive, legendary Chicago outlet, says, per a press release I just received from Ye's camp, he apparently owns his next album outright, no longer with Def Jam, ? And passed on a $100 million Apple deal to release Donda 2 via his stem player. So let's get into the official press release and what was said. And Ye passes $100 million deal with Apple to release Donda 2 on stem player. All right, so just straight up right there. And $100 million is a lot. But it also means that you are then working with a larger company that can start to dictate things. One of the comparisons that jumps to mind, which maybe some of you have gone through this, or maybe this will be advice for some of you, but they talk about how when you're getting married, the idea that parents who contribute to the wedding get a larger say the more money they contribute, right? So if you're getting ready to get married and your parents or your significant other's parents, your fiance's parents are like, oh, we'll pay for it or we'll pay for half, they're going to then have demands. And because they're putting in money or paying for all of it, you kind of are a little more indebted to listening to their demands. If they want to invite more people, if they want to go to a specific caterer, specific venue, all of that. So the more money you accept from like parents, usually the less say that you have or the more power you give up in terms of having final say over things. Where if you're paying for everything yourself and someone's family's like, oh, I think we should do this. You're like, that's a nice idea, but we're not. You know why? Because I'm paying for it and we're not doing that. And I think this is kind of a similar idea, right? $100 million from Apple is amazing, but then also you don't know what Apple's going to dictate, what they'll say, what demands they'll make, how upset they'll be if it doesn't come out, if changes are made, et cetera, et cetera. And also, you look at the long-term viability of that deal. It's a one-time deal where Ye's trying to do something with the stem player that maybe he's not getting $100 million for Donda 2's release, but doing this and then the next album and adding other artists over time, he might be making way, 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 way more money down the line by investing in this process right now than if he just took the Apple deal. And you can see here, he said, we've made $227,012 in 24 hours. God is good. Thank you guys for taking this journey. And that's from selling over 8,000 units in the last 24 hours, right? So it's like 8,000 units in 24 hours made up $1.7 million worth of sales, which is pretty wild. And you got to wonder or expect that this number is going to go up as we get closer to the Donda 2 release. And then will continue to go up as more albums or more music released through this stem player platform and everything that's going on with that. So Ye takes full ownership of his music with the announcement of Donda 2, and that was one of the big conversation pieces that Ye had in like 2018, 2019, 2020 in talking about his contract, wanting ownership of not just his music, but his masters, and it seems like with all the albums moving forward, he does have ownership. Releasing exclusively on his newest streaming device, Stem Player, on 2/22/22. The language of that, releasing exclusively on his newest streaming device, Stem Player on 2/22. There's like a comma missing. Okay, and is the streaming device just Stem Player? I guess it is. Okay. In association with the release of the Donda 2, okay, in association with the release of the Donda 2, Ye is combining music, art, and fashion through his Donda 2 performance experience and Yeezy Gap collaboration engineered by Balenciaga. So there are rumors that, yeah, this is going to be more than just a concert, right? Or a listening party. So at first, we all thought listening party for Donda 2, and then it was being talked about as a concert. And it was like, oh, he's going to perform Donda 2. But in a recent Ye post, he said that it is a Donda 2 listening party and Donda 1 performance. So it seems like we're going to get like a concert of Donda 1 or some of the songs from Donda 1, listening to Donda 2, but there might also be a fashion component to this, showing off some of the Yeezy Gap and collaboration engineered by Balenciaga pieces. I mean, which isn't unprecedented, right? We saw with Yeezy Season 3, it was the Life of Pablo listening party, as well as the showcase of Yeezy Season 3 with a like art installation put on by Vanessa Beecroft. So could have something like that going on. And then the Stem Player is Ye's newest audio streaming device that has netted more than $2 million in revenue since the announcement on Thursday, February 17th. Stem Player is Ye's newest audio streaming device. Okay, so it's just Stem Player, not the Stem Player. Okay. Stem Player allows users to customize any song and features vocal controls, beat samples. Okay, wait. Users to customize any song, it should be comma, and features vocal controls, beat samples, real-time loop and speed control. I can't help like editor minds, and I'm so pedantic in general. Okay. Real-time loop and speed control, the ability to save, playback, and download mixes, and much more. Okay. The Donda 2 performance experience will take place in Miami, Florida at the Lone Depot Park with performances by additional special guests, which is such like a formal press release, like with performances by insert here, like just additional special guests on 2/22/22. Which I would imagine if it's Donda 1 performances, it might be something like we're seeing Vori, we're seeing Travis Scott, we're seeing Little Baby. I don't think we'll see The Weeknd. Maybe we'll see The Weeknd. Hell, what's Abel up to? What more does he have to do than go down to Florida and perform Hurricane for all of us? And, you know, Baby Keem probably, maybe Roddy Ricch. We'll see who all shows up for this and how many songs Ye will even perform, right? I mean, the big question, the nice thing, I think the thing that all of us would like to see would be like Cudi there performing Moon. That would be lovely, you know? And to purchase Donda 2 album, KanyeWest.com and StemPlayer.com. So it seems like, right, while he said it's only going to be available on the Stem Player, I imagine with it saying to purchase Donda 2 album, KanyeWest.com, that this would imply that the album's still going to have like kind of a traditional digital download release via the website where you just pay $10 and get the files without having to buy the Stem Player, but maybe not, right? That's speculation. Going to KanyeWest.com, it might just say like, hey, here's a link to StemPlayer.com, buy the album, or it might just be like the PR people putting that in when the album's actually only going to be available on StemPlayer.com. But yeah, and speaking of the Stem Player, we have some looks at 2.0. Like the first one is just this, right? It's this like beige material. I've never said that word before. Beige material that's kind of blending in with my shirt right now. And you can see that they're kind of like changing up the colors. Wait, what happens if I turn this on? Yeah, you can see some of the lights coming on. So similar lighting, but they're changing up the skin of it to where you can have this like Donda like midnight skin. You can see here that this is a translucent version, which is just like glow, like it's glowing in the palm. And I imagine that this is Ye holding it, right? Like Alex Klein has been with Kanye a lot recently. And we know that Ye's just been like rocking the gloves. So we have that. And then here are a few other photos. Wait, yeah. Has Ye been wearing a camo jacket? I don't think so. Okay, so not Ye. But somebody like holding the Stem Player. And so we'll see what this 2.0 looks like and when it will go on sale. I think they're still selling the 1.0 version, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm trying to turn mine off. It'll be interesting to see like what the second version looks like when it goes on sale, what the price point will be, yada yada yada. But Stem Player is going to be something that we're talking about a lot more. It was already like kind of a cool tool that we've been talking about for the last year, is like, oh, what a neat thing. This is great for like producers and professionals, but now it could become something that's like a must have for everybody that just wants to listen to music, right? Because I don't think Ye will be alone in putting music out this way, especially if the splits are good. Like imagine if an artist decides to put their new album out on Stem Player and they're getting $1 per play, where on Spotify they're getting like 0.005 cents per play, to where you have to have what 100 plays just to get a fraction of a penny. So like 1,000 plays just to get a nickel, which is insane. Where if you had 1,000 plays on the Stem Player, you're getting $5,000. Or no, you're getting $1,000. I don't think that's what the percentages will be, but that might be like an example of what would drive artists to say, you know what, I'm going to take this better deal, staying independent, putting my music on the Stem Player, because this is something that's truly for artists. I mean, there's a huge possibility that this is like a revolutionary step for independent artists and for music, breaking away from the industry that has really like made it so they're pimping out artists, right? As Kendrick was saying on to Pimp a Butterfly, this idea that you're giving up something essential about yourself to become part of an industry that is really truly taking advantage of you and your story and giving you a small cut of everything that you are going through. And of course, you'll have people say, you know, it's the label that invests, it's the label that's giving them this opportunity with equipment and marketing budgets and making connections and radio and yada, yada, yada. But we're also in a situation where all those things are necessary because the industry has made them necessary to hearing music. They were gatekeeping music. You had to go through them to get something on the radio, because it was at a point where you just couldn't get things on your own on radio because local radio got devoured by the industry. And the internet, not so much. The internet is a whole different beast with SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And now Stem Player is stepping up and saying, yo, we're in an age where we can tear down these walls and try something different. So exciting times. We'll see what happens, how the success of Donda 2 affects this, and who are the first artists to kind of step up and say like, all right, we're going to go this route now. Like my next album is Stem Player, is like with Ye through Yeezy, whatever's going on. I don't know. It'll be cool. This video is way longer than I expected it to be. I'm going to go do other things. So until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.